Greetings students. Today we will talk about a few experiments which will help us understand the process of photosynthesis better. We have learned that in photosynthesis oxygen is used, carbon dioxide is evolved and heat is released. So now don't or you should never rely on anything that is just said. As students of science, you need to work out or find out evidence for that. So there are few experiments which will help us to prove that the reactants that we are talking about or the products that we are talking about in the process of photosynthesis, they are actually participating in the reaction and they are actually liberated during the reaction. So the first experiment, which I've already drawn in a not so visually appeasing way, is an experiment. This is an experimental setup which will help us understand whether oxygen is used up in respiration or not. For that, we devised a setup like this, where this is a bucket of water. Two conical flasks are arranged like this with germinating beans in one and dead beans in the other. Both the conical flasks are provided with a small test tube with soda lime in it. This soda lime will help to absorb any amount of carbon dioxide that is being produced. Okay? So after arranging this, we plug the conical flasks with cotton plug so that any amount of gaseous exchange doesn't take place. We keep this apparatus for a few days, and after a few days, what do we observe is there is a rise in the level of water there is a rise in the level of water in the pipe that is attached with conical flask A, but we don't see any significant rise in that which is attached to conical flask B. Okay. Now, after removing the cotton plug, if we bring a burning matchstick near the conical flask, what we will find is that as soon as we introduce the burning matchstick in conical flask A, it will immediately extinguish, and it shows us that there is no presence of oxygen. But if we bring it near the conical flask or in the conical flask B, it will tell us or rather you will see that the matchstick will still be burning for some amount of time. So that tells us that in conical flask B there is some amount of oxygen present, but in conical flask A there is no amount of oxygen present, which tells us that as the only process that has been taking place inside the conical flask is germination. That means the germinating seeds have used up the oxygen present in it, and the only way they will do it is by photosynthesis. Now, another thing is that two questions that I'll pose to you, which you will have to answer, that why was there a rise in water level in the pipe that is attached to conical flask A? Think about it and you will answer me when we'll have a live session. Now, one more question that you have to answer is that which of the two flasks do you think is the control? Okay. The next experiment that I will demonstrate is an experiment which will prove whether carbon dioxide is produced during respiration in germinating seeds or not. I recall that I said photosynthesis while I was saying that they used up oxygen. I apologize for that. It's because of respiration. So the next experiment that we will do, or that I will demonstrate, is the one which will tell us about the production of carbon dioxide by germinating seeds. This setup is pretty simple in comparison to the previous one. We will just need 2 round bottom flasks. So we will label one as flask A and we will label the other as flask B. In flask A, we will keep some live germinating seeds, whereas in flask B we will keep some boiled seeds. Now, to prevent any kind of decay, rotting, you can pour a little bit of carbolic acid in flask B. So what happens? We'll keep this arrangement for a few days. As we have observed in the process germination, or while we were doing the chapter germination, our experiment, that within a few days we will be able to see the seedlings, the germinating seeds giving out sprouts. So as soon as we see that, after 2-3 days, there won't be any kind of change whatsoever in conical flask B. Next, what you have to do is, we remove the cotton plug that we use, and you take a test tube of lime water. Take a test tube of lime water and tilt this round bottom flask near the mouth of the test tube. Now what happens if there is carbon dioxide? Carbon dioxide, being heavier than air, will have a tendency, when the round bottom flask is tilted like this, flask A, carbon dioxide being heavier than air will have a tendency to move into the test tube. Due to this, the lime water will turn milky. And as this happens, we can say that flask A has produced carbon dioxide. Now, carbon dioxide can't come out of ether. So the only living thing that was present in it were germinating seeds. So they have participated in the process of respiration this time, and they have released carbon dioxide, which was accumulated in the conical flask, round bottom flask, and then upon tilting, that has turned the lime water milky. So this is a proof of germinating seeds producing carbon dioxide during respiration. The third and the last experiment that I am going to demonstrate will be the one that whether heat is also generated by respiration or not. And for that, again, we will be using germinating seeds. So what we do is, in this case, we don't use a conical flask or round bottom flask or any such thing. We use thermos flask. We use thermos flask because we need a controlled environment where there will be no further change in temperature after we set up the experiment. So once we take a thermos flask, we will be again using 2 thermos flasks. As we can guess by now, one will be for live seeds, germinating live seeds, another will be for dead or boiled seeds. So I am calling it, fill it up entirely with boiled seeds. So these are boiled seeds, and here we will have germinating seeds, live germinating seeds. So what we will do is we will give these experimental setups. These will have germinating seeds. What we will do is we will give these experimental setups a few days. Why a few days? Obviously for the seeds to germinate and carry on the physiological process that we are talking about. After it does, after a few days, how do we measure temperature, which is a measure of heat? By thermometer. We introduce thermometers in the flasks. Once we introduce thermometers in the flask, what we observe is thermometer of flask A will be showing a higher temperature than the thermometer in flask B. Thus, we can again conclude that as the only living thing that was inside the flask were the seeds, and they were germinating. So it were the seeds which produced the heat that resulted into the rise in temperature. And the process that they were participating in is nothing but respiration. So the 3 things that we concluded today is germinating seeds by the process of respiration produce heat. The next thing that we learn is again germinating seeds by the process of respiration liberate carbon dioxide, and germinating seeds again by the process of respiration, or to fulfill the process of respiration they use oxygen. So these 3 experiments helped us conclude this, and that is the end of our chapter respiration. Thank you everyone.